Salutations, respect, and love. Yeah, I'm only on my third Mountain Dew of the day, so I'm going to be a little low key. Usually at this point, I've got like 6 or 7 in me. But greetings, salutations, respect, and love to all my prog rock brethren around the world. I'm happy because today the great Jake Livgren, Carrie's nephew, called me the Jedi of Prog. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. I might keep that, who knows. But today, man, oh, I'm excited about this one. You know how it goes. I don't review every single album I get. Man, I get like 40 or 50 albums, sent to me every week by bands around the world. And I got to be real selective about the ones that I do review because, I'm not an album review channel. That's not what I do here. But I do review albums when they cross my desk and they're this good. And the album in question today is the 8th album by Drifting Sun. It's called Veil. Yeah, like I said, this is their 8th album. The band was founded in 1994 by Pat Sanders, who I guess is a French English guy. I don't know if he's French or if he's British, but apparently there is a French connection there. Early on in the band's career, they put out 2 albums. The self-titled came out in 1996. It's pleasant. It's okay. It's not particularly memorable. And then in 1999, they put On the Rebound out. Yeah, way, way better. And then they disappeared for 16 years, man. I don't know what Pat was doing for 16 years, but he reconfigured the band and came back in 2015 with Trip to Life Fantastic. This is where I first encountered them, fell in love with the album. I think it's really, really strong. The next year, Safe Asylum came out. Good record. And then the following year in 2017, Twilight, the momentum's picking up. You can really feel something special's happening. 2019, Planet Junkie came out, and I really, really like that one. But then 2021, man, Forsaken Innocence, and I just fell in love with this album. Pat was so smart. He's always used different singers, but he enlisted the help of the great Jargon from the band Verbal Delirium for that album. And I am happy to report that he's back for this album. Album number 8 is called Veil. So Pat Sanders is joined, of course, by the great Jargon, man. I can't get enough of Jargon. I'm just going to say that right on the front end. This cat is one of my favorite vocalists. I absolutely love his style. Verbal Delirium's last album was 10 out of 10. Pat is joined not only by Jargon, but check this rhythm section out, man. John Jowett on bass from IQ and Frost. He's now in a band called Rain with Andy Edwards. And Fudge Smith, cat that played drums in Pendragon for like Pendragon, however you pronounce that band's name, played in that band all the way through the 80s and 90s, and I guess he left sometime in the 2000s. Well, here he is on a Drifting Sun album, and the band is rounded out by a new guitar player named Ralph Cardall. He's from a band called The Deep State. Really don't know a whole lot about him, but man, his fingerprints are all over this album, and I dig what he does. There's 8 songs on this album. It's only 47 minutes long, so it is right in that sweet spot that I love. The album starts with a little instrumental. It's only 2 minutes long, called Veiled, written by Pat Sanders, and it's a beautiful melody in D minor. Do, 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 do. It's beautiful. It's short. It's a waltz. You hear some vocalizations from Jargon in the background. The keys and the acoustic guitar really set the atmosphere for a very special record. The next track is the longest song on the album. It's called Frailty. It clocks in at like 12 minutes long. And it starts right away with Fudge doing some crazy drumming. And the riff comes in with the sawtooth keys. You're in E minor here. And there's a whole bunch of cut time. A lot of this stuff is in 4. And then they just drop a beat. So you have a lot of, measures of 4 followed by a measure of 3. All that kind of stuff all the way through this song. So, counting it out is not always the easiest thing in the world to do. After a couple minutes of instrumental awesomeness, it comes down a little bit and Pat's piano twinkles away while Jargon's singing. Man, dude, Jargon's voice. I know I've said it like 4 times already, but yeah. If you like Peter Hamill but wish that he had maybe a little bit more actual technical ability. You know Peter Hamill can emote, but man, Jargon does all that with some great pipes behind it. Just amazing. The Hammond organ comes in, and I guess Drifting Sun is a neo-prog band, but when you hear this amount of Hammond organ, it doesn't really take me to a neo-prog place. There's definitely symphonic leanings here in this music. There's a real fast, fun, energetic instrumental section, and then you get a really powerful outro that really showcases Jargon's voice. This is a great song. 12 minutes just flies right by. Next up is a song called Eros and Psyche, written by Pat Sanders. It's 5 minutes long. It starts out real quiet with the piano and synths in B minor. Beautiful melody here. And then halfway through, the song kind of morphs into a real cool mid-tempo rocker that I really, really enjoy. Great track. But then, man, oh, here we go. This is the song. This is the song that people can, base an entire career off of. The song is called The Thing. It's almost 8 minutes long. There's co-write on here. Pat is co-writing this with Ralph Cardell, the guitar player, and also a cat named Chris York, and that name's ringing a bell. Maybe somebody can help me out there, but I should have done a little more research, but if memory serves, maybe his name showed up on a Kite Parade record. I don't know. He's been around. You also get the great Charlie Brumold on this track singing backup, but this is like a Norse saga about these Vikings and whatnot, and they're, on some kind of trek or a journey traveling through these dark forests and reading these Norse runes, and, they're in the Valhalla, and they're, looking for the thing. They're going to find the thing. The thing is this ominous, dangerous monster or something like that. It's just so great, man. The lyric goes, "A good death is sought by one and all." That's a great lyric, man. If you're talking about how, Vikings want to get to Valhalla, and the only way to do that is to die an honorable death. The song is really dark, but it's powerful. It's singable. It's so great. And you get a really good guitar solo towards the end of the song. Very, very cool. If there's one track to single out and listen to, it is absolutely The Thing. It's so great. Next up is the 2-minute waltz. And hey, first of all, it's not a waltz, okay? Second of all, it's not Chopin. Third of all, it's not in D flat, which the minute waltz is supposed to be. But, whatever, man. He calls it the minute waltz. Hey, at least it's 2 minutes long. I'll give him that much. Next up is Through the Veil. This is written by Pat alone again, and it starts with some arpeggiated, sounds like a Hammond organ in the intro, and then the song settles down. We're in B minor again. That seems to be like the comfort zone for Pat's writing. A lot of this cut time stuff again in the chorus. So, if you're dancing and tapping your foot, you might have a little bit of trouble. This song really has a great second half with a really, really cool Genesis-like motif that follows it all the way through to the end of the track. Really good. I love it. Next up is kind of like a sequel. It's called The Old Man. And it's very quiet intro with keys and Jargon singing. We're in A minor here, and we're quoting the previous track a little bit, thematically and melodically here. At times, Pat's keyboard work here sounds very Genesis-like, very Tony Banks here. And then the second half of this song just flat out rocks. Yeah, there's more of that cut time. So again, you're tapping your foot. You might get a little confused. Once again, you get a great Ralph Cardell guitar solo. And then the album ends with some really super cool riffing on the keys from Pat. Very awesome song. Love it. Didn't like it at first. At first, I thought This Old Man might have been the weakest track on there. There is no weak track on this. Maybe the 2-minute waltz. I don't know. That's kind of not necessary. But anyway, that leads us right into the final track. Really cool song called Circus, and it starts out with a Hammond doing block chords in D minor. We're in 3/4 here, and then you get a really cool guitar figure over the top of it. It's awesome, and then all of a sudden, it just morphs. into like a swing time waltz. I mean, you're still in 3, but I guess maybe we'd count this next section out as 6/8, but it sounds totally different. You're still in 3 basically. You're still in the same tempo. The tempo didn't change. You're in the same key signature. Why does it sound completely different? It's just so great, man. I love it. The chorus in here, the whole song really just kind of sounds like a circus. And Fudge's drumming here is just really playful. He's all over the kit. Really makes this a really fun, great track. Very dramatic, very theatrical, but still with some sparseness and atmospherics thrown in. You know, there's sounds in every little corner. Just amazing. Really like it. So, yeah, that's it, man. That's how the album ends. And what is my score going to be, boys and girls? Well, I really, really like this one here. Is it as good as Forsaken Innocence? I think it's right up there. I think it's neck and neck, man. But I'm at the point now where anything Jargon's singing on, I want to be hearing. And anything Pat Sanders is writing, you know, I definitely want to check out. So my score here is going to be 9 out of 10. Highly recommend this record. Drifting Sun's 8th album, Veil. It's outstanding. Anyway, guys, Friday, don't forget, over on Prog Radio, it's the Prog Corner playlist where, you know, Kevin plays all the stuff that I'm not allowed to play here on the YouTube channel. And then on Sunday, we're going to have a good time Sunday, boys and girls. We are going to be talking about XTC and why they most certainly are Prog, and try to shame the good folks over at Prog Archives for not including XTC in the database. It's an absolute shame. You know, you got Miles Davis in there. You got Black Sabbath in there. You got the Beatles in there. You got Talking Heads in there. You got Oingo Boingo in there. But you don't have XTC. Correct that right away or else. Anyway, I love you guys. Peace in the Middle East. Free Tibet. And God save King Chucky. Save King Charles III. That boy could use your saving. Yes, he could. Oh, yeah, thoughts and prayers to the king. Absolutely. I'll see you punks later. Probably Sunday, maybe sooner. Who knows? Peace.